Everybody, how you doing? Mike Moulton here with the rent-to-own-home-charlotte.com video series. This is video number 1 of 20. What is the difference between rent-to-own, lease option, lease purchase, rent-to-buy, owner financing, and land contract? That's a mouthful, isn't it? We get these questions all the time in our office, and I'm just going to go over it here briefly with you. In this slide, we've got basically a breakdown of all this. It is a lot of verbiage, but just let me go through it here for you. Lease option transactions are also known as rent-to-own or rent-to-buy transactions. In a lease option, the landlord or seller leases the home to the tenant buyer, and the tenant buyer has the option to purchase the home for a predetermined price at any point prior to the end of the lease. So basically a price is determined up front with the landlord and a tenant, and they decide whether they usually put down some money or option consideration to reserve that price to be able to exercise it in a future time frame, 12 months or something similar. The main components of a lease option transaction are the lease term, the purchase price, the down payment, and the rent credit, if there is any. It depends on how it's negotiated. Lease purchase transactions are similar to lease options. However, rather than granting the tenant buyer the option to purchase the home, lease purchases contractually obligate the tenant buyer to purchase the home. So instead of having an option to purchase when you get involved with this home, you actually agree to purchase it later on. You're just going to lease it for a period of time while you get your financing lined up, maybe repair some credit or whatever it is you may do. Get more down payment money, whatever it is, you are agreeing to buy it up front at a later time. Now, that differs from owner financing agreements and land contracts. They have similar payment schedules to that of lease options and lease purchases. However, these agreements enable the buyer to purchase the home and obtain title at the beginning of the transaction. So you're actually getting title to the home in your name versus in a lease purchase or a lease option. It is still held in the seller's name until you fulfill the obligation and obtain financing. So the seller, instead of receiving a large cash payment at the time of purchase, as he or she would in a conventional sale or otherwise known as proceeds, the homeowner or the seller serves as a lender for the remainder of the agreement and collects monthly financing payments from the buyer. When the owner financing agreement or land contract expires, the buyer obtains third-party mortgage financing and repays the seller loan. So that's basically it. That's how it works. If you have any more questions, feel free to give us a call, but definitely check out our website at rent-to-own-homes-charlotte.com, where we've always got over 100 rent-to-own homes now. Thank you.